There you go. Then in that case, we can wait for one more minute for Kay. Um, it's essentially, I'm thinking 3 minutes for all you guys should be good. And let me see. Was there any questions that you guys had from last time? And now, before we even start, what are the four rules in the fifth suggestion again? Anyone before I start calling out names? First rule is what? Anyone?
Answer the question.
Yes, number one. Number one is always answer. Make sure you actually answer the question being asked. Number two, as you guys frantically look it up. Number two,
Don't open your mouth until you know what you're gonna say.
good, excellent. Number three,
Use the formula.
which is
Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them. Tell them what you told them.
beautiful. Number four,
When in
Uh,
doubt, use power word.
excellent. And number five, which is more physically suggestion.
4 sentences.
Yes, if you have trouble trying to time yourself, try to focus on just using 4 sentences to answer the question. That should put you roughly within the 40-second mark. Okay. I think I have gone over, met with all of you guys to discover what your power word is. So if I haven't, let me know, but I think I have with you guys, which is awesome. Okay. You guys want to still wait for Kay, or do you want to jump right into it? Or do you have any questions for me in the meantime?
yeah, question about the talent. So you get 90 seconds from the time you have walked on stage or 90 seconds from when you've like taken your spot.
The minute you start performing.
Got it.
Yeah. So you don't need to be running in there and start dancing.
Hello, goodbye.
Yeah. Dancing while you're walking on stage. Or dancing on stage, you're like, oh wow, she didn't waste any time.
Right.
Fantastic. I know that Kay is an amazing dancer, Chinese dancer. I know that Allison is an amazing ballroom dancer. So Lisa, are you also a dancer?
No, I'm not a dancer. I was a swimmer in college, but I'm a woman of many talents and I can learn.
Okay, okay. So you have between now and July or June, I think, late June, to submit a talent. Anyone can submit a my advice to you is only do a talent if you love performing. If you get a joy out of it, if it's something that you have fun doing, then by all means go out there and empower yourself and have a great time doing it. If performing stresses you out, then I would recommend against doing a talent because you're already going to be pretty high strung that night anyways. Okay. So just do the things that bring you happiness and joy that night. Okay. And if it's performance one of them, then by all means. If it's not, then don't. But that's my advice to whether you should be doing talent or not. Okay. And talent won't affect whether you get Miss Aging Global or not. A lot of our Miss Aging Global talents, I would say out of the last 10 years that I've been involved, 9 of the Miss Aging Globals didn't even bother doing a talent and they got Miss Aging Global anyways. Okay. All right. Okay. Um, Lisa, I'm gonna make you head judge, so you call on the next girl, and Samantha, you're in the hot seat. You can make sure your microphones are off when you guys ask questions. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Samantha, thanks for coming in today for your interview. I would really love to know what would you do as Miss Asian Global?
Yes, thank you everyone so much for this opportunity to interview today. I'm looking forward to this robust discussion. I first found out about Miss Asian Global back in May of 2024. It was right as I was terming out of my Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival court year, and it was my final event. I just happened to meet Dr. Francis Kong, Vincent Ma, and Andrea Zhao, actually. And it was a great opportunity to really just get to know what opportunity might be lurking next. Francis actually invited me to volunteer at the casino night and I got to know the girls and alumni a little more. But really, what the turning point for me really wanting to get involved with Miss Asian Global was when I volunteered for the pageant interview day. I got to meet each and every one of the 25 delegates for the 2024 group and really got to know how accomplished and amazing these women are. And I wanted to be part of that. I also just wanted to be part of the MAG family beyond just the delegate year, potentially court year, and honestly just joining the MAG family. So that's really how I got involved and learned that Miss Asian Global is something I was passionate about. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge K, next question.
Hi, Samantha. I have a question. I was wondering, if you will do the talent or not. What would you do?
That's an amazing question because I've played piano for over 20 years and I used to teach both piano and music theory. However, I found that I actually love teaching and mentoring way more than actually performing. So unfortunately for this performance, I will not be doing a talent, but I'm excited to see all of the other girls and support them.
Thank you. Judge Allison, next question.
Hi, you mentioned that you were really into teaching. So how has that contributed into what you've done with the community and how you've gotten involved?
Yeah, so my day job, I'm a pharmacy supervisor and I do a lot of mentorship and leadership development within my own team. But I also really am passionate about giving back to pharmacy students and students who are not even pharmacists yet, but maybe they want to be in the future. I do lectures at different pharmacy schools and undergraduate universities, telling them about what pharmacists do. We're not just there in the community. We're not just Walgreens, CVS pharmacists behind the counter counting pills. We do so much more. We're able to give back to our patients, teach them about how to be safe with their medications. And that's something I'm so passionate about within my community, as well as a personal passion of mine.
Excellent. Good job on keeping your track and time too. Good job. All right. Feedback. Let's start with Lisa. Feedback and what you loved and what you would love to see her do better, if anything.
Yeah, Samantha, really great job, especially with that first question, kind of giving judges background of how you discovered Miss Asian Global. I always love it when you talk about like meeting the delegates, and that's awesome. I do feel like maybe we didn't answer the question fully because I asked you, what would you do as Miss Asian Global? And I think you kind of took that as the direction of
Oh,
how
oh
did
my
you
gosh, I'm
find
so
out?
sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I think like had you added that at the end, that would have given the judges a lot. So I really liked it. Just remember that piece. That's all.
Okay, awesome. Allison.
I mean, sort of the same thing. I was like, wait, is she gonna like answer the question or like, honestly, like that's sort of relatable, so it's fine. I really liked, um, like when I asked my question, you had like 30 seconds left, so you kind of like you used all that time up. Um, maybe I'm like being dramatic, but I think the ending could have been time, like you could have finished a little bit earlier, but that was just me.
Good job. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I really think you did a great job. And for my question, you didn't say that you want to do the talent first. You just say what you did before and say you did play piano for the long time, and you're sharing the experience and like what talent you have. Even you don't do this, but you I think it's a great answer because you said it after you share your how to say experience. That's really good.
Actually, Francis, I have a question. For
Yeah.
the interview, should we also answer it the same format as our Q&A where you want to answer the question first?
You don't have to. You can do it any way you want to, but you definitely want to answer the question at some point.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. The interview is a lot more fluid, a lot more flexible, and a lot more just creative. The reason why we have the rules, what I created rules for the Q&A is because It's super structured. It's super time constrained. And it will literally determine the final layout of how the top 5 girls are going to be laid out. So you really don't have time to be creative. 45 seconds is a very big different experience than 7 minutes. You could literally spend 7 minutes answering one question in the interview if you wanted to. Highly unrecommended, but you totally could, and it's not against the rules either. You could totally do that. The judges may not like it, but it is not breaking any rules. And there'll be no point deduction from us from that if you want to do that, okay? Overall, I thought you did really well. I would be careful with the first question and make sure, I would say try to keep it no longer than 1 minute and 30 seconds if possible. Just so that you make sure you have enough, you barely had enough time to make sure all 3 judges were asked. So that was good. This time we got to three judges, so that's much better than the first time we did this. And I would also say, smile a little bit more here and there when you're answering. You don't have to be smiling the whole time, but just show variations in your expressions when you're talking. Oh, I met them here, and then it's a huge part of the communications is also your body language and your facial expressions, your eyes, your mouth, your hands. The next time we do this, I'm going to have you guys stand up because you will be standing during the actual interview. Yes, Allison, you'll be standing up, and I want to see your body language. I want to see how your hands move. I want to see your facial expressions. I want to see your head like gestures and how you tilt your head. And if all I see is just, a stick figure, we're going to, or at least I am going to give you a ton of feedback on that, okay? Because when you are interviewing the judges, you're standing up, okay? With a big ass camera and a big bright light in your face. And about 7 people lined up right behind the camera and behind the light and just boom, 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 shooting questions at you, okay? Okay, Allison, you are going to be the head judge this time. So you're calling on the judges, and let us put Lisa in the hot seat. Okay? All right, Allison, whenever you start, I'm gonna start a timer.
Okay, let me think of a question real quick. Oh, hi Lisa. I'm really glad to have you here. So my first question for you is why choose Miss Asian Global?
Thank you for this question. I'm so excited today to interview with you all and talk about why Miss Asian Global was the #1 choice for me. A couple of years ago, I participated in the Miss Chinatown USA pageant, and I really was passionate about talking about mental health as my platform. My pageant sister immediately told me, Lisa, I think Miss Asian Global would be so amazing for you. You have to check it out. So after having a conversation with Frances and talking to some of my pageant sisters, I really admired the way that Miss Asian Global champions advocacy as well as Asian women empowerment. I just thought that growing up, I never really had those types of resources. And here, 28 years old, I'm excited to get back into it and get to know my culture even more, continue to champion Asian women and their leadership, and also be an advocate in the community.
Oh, thank you. Kay, next question.
Hi, Lisa, and I want to know what would you do during the pageant?
Well, thank you for this question. I think when I'm doing this pageant at Miss Asian Global, I'm going to be really excited to talk about my platform, which is going to be centered on Asian mental health. And if you didn't know already, suicide is the #1 reason of death for young Asians in the United States. And it's really important for me to continue to champion not only resources, finding a therapist that speaks their language and their culture and understands their background, and then also finding ways for Asians to access healthcare in our communities. And so creating access to mental health is going to be a huge priority for me when participating in this pageant. And ultimately, I'm here to have a really good time, make a great sisterhood with all of my pageant sisters, and continue to be an advocate for the causes that I care about.
Samantha?
Thank you so much, Lisa, for your passion in this interview today. I'm curious, do you have any personal connections to why mental health is so important to you?
This is such a personal question to me in my heart. When I grew up as a young teen, I didn't have any resources to talk about or any words to talk about what I was going through. My sister was struggling with homelessness, and my father had to go through a heart transplant. And ultimately, I felt really isolated and alone in my experience. I had no one to turn to talk about what I was going through. And so, for me, my dream is that other people don't have to suffer through their mental health crises on their own and that they always have someone to turn to. And so a big reason of why Asian mental health for me, it's truly personal and, selfish as it may be, I want to continue my passion and speak out for the world. Thank you.
Excellent. Sorry, I froze for literally the last second there, but everything is good. All right, Allison, what is your feedback?
The timing was really good. And also I noticed that you were like smiling more, like more facial expressions. I thought that was really good. When you talked about like the more serious parts, you were like less smiling, but then you talked about like how you want to like help and then you started smiling. I thought that was really good.
Excellent, great. Kay?
I think such an excellent job. And you were showing your personality and your stories and even some words that I don't know what you're talking about, but I know your passing is very good, and you give us a lot of information and to let us know you more. Yeah, very good.
Thank you. Samantha?
I absolutely love the personal touch that you really showed. You showed your story. You had a lot of, you really appealed to pathos. Like that's the big thing. And I think that's one way you can connect with the judges. Aside from your really good body language, this is just a practice session. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's like interview ready for actual pageant interview day. So I don't really have any like improvement feedback right now. That was really good, Lisa.
Yeah, excellent work. Good job. Great feedback from everybody and really good job there, Lisa. And what I don't know if I talked to you about it, Lisa, but I definitely talked to Samantha about it. The three parts, and this might be hard for you, Kay, because now we're gonna talk about Latin on top of English. But this is the this is Latin. It's pathos, ethos, and logos. Okay. So those are like three things that we try to instill in you guys for both your social platform. I don't know if you're gonna have enough time to do it in your Q&A, but if you do, fantastic. But definitely you should have more than enough chances to do it in your interview. So pathos is essentially the story of 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 who you are and why you're passionate about what you're doing. Ethos is your credibility. It's why you're the most qualified to lead that charge and to bring forth that advocacy, right? So if you're talking about injustice to the community, then you're either a law student or a pre-law student, or you may be even a lawyer at that point. And then logos is a statistics or some sort of fact. 1 out of 5 people are this. 1 out of 8 people are this. 1 out of 3 people have these conditions or live in this situation. So the most important one is your story, your pathos. Why? Because if you without that content, people won't really care. Why would I care that you're a nurse? Why would I care that you are a social worker? Why would I care that you're a pharmacist? And your logos is even less enticing if you don't have the pathos. The story is why they should care, and then the ethos, why are you the most qualified or one of the most qualified people to share the story, right? So for Allison, even Allison as a high school student, you can say, I'm forging this nonprofit school club for mental health. And that's because I myself have gone through so much of this, especially coming from a two-culture family, and so stressful and so confusing for me. And I've seen so many of my peers also go through this, and especially with COVID, blah, boom, 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 right? So that's how you establish your authority, your ethos, right? And then you can maybe bring in one stat, like 1 out of 5 kids have gone through this right now, currently in the Gen Z generation, whatever it is, right? So as you go through your things, definitely an interview should have at least some aspect of that in your social platform. And if you're able to construct that on the fly in 45 seconds for Q&A, excellent. If not, that's okay too. But hopefully, hopefully, it's something that becomes part of you. Okay. All right. Otherwise, great job. Okay. Let's see. Kay, you want to be head judge?
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's put Samantha. No, not Samantha. Sorry. Let's put Alice in the hot seat.
Okay. I will just
Okay.
ask some questions that you already asked.
You can
Like,
ask anything.
how
You can
you
ask
ask-
anything you want, TK. And of course, you're also in charge of calling on the other 2 judges of Lisa and Samantha. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and go.
Hi, Allison. I'm so glad to having you here, and I want to know why you choose the Miss Asian Global pageant.
Thank you so much for your question. I would like to say I'm really excited to be here and I'm really grateful for this opportunity. Why join Miss Asian Global? Well, first, I actually met Francis at another pageant, and he actually approached me and asked me if I knew about Miss Asian Global or Minimag, and I said I didn't. And later I got to know him a little better and I became a mini mag. And through that, I actually got to be backstage with all the pageant girls during pageant week this year. And I kind of got to experience the sisterhood and all the connections. And I saw all of them together. And I was like, wow, I really want to be part of that, especially because something like this bond we create in Miss Asian Global is so difficult to find. So that's why I chose Miss Asian Global. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. And Judge Lisa.
Allison, I would love to hear about any other pageantry experiences that you've done and what that was like for you.
Yes, thank you for your question. So my first pageant was actually Miss Teen Chinatown, and I participated in that in 2023. So in this pageant, I also made so many close friends. Actually, I still am really close with one of them right now. And this pageant was the first time I ever did public speaking on a stage without reading off of a script, or like first time walking on stage or doing a talent or being under this certain type of pressure. And honestly, I learned so much about myself. And through this pageant, I gained so much confidence within. And I feel like that's so important for me. And this is also why I'm doing this pageant too, because I want to bring more of that side of myself out. Thank you.
Judge Samantha, please.
Yes, thank you so much, Allison, for interviewing. What do you want to be when you grow up? I know you're still in high school, so what do you want to do next?
Thank you for your question. What do I want to be when I grow up? Well, I think since I'm already really involved with mental health, especially at my school, I do all these clubs and events with it. I probably want to go somewhere in the mental health field because I think that's extremely important, especially maybe helping out people my age, like teenagers, because it's really hard to ask for help. And I think it's really important to give a helping hand to other people in need who can't speak out. Thank you so much for your question. Yeah,
Yeah, they're doing a great
I was
job.
milking it so.
Great job. Okay, Kay, what feedback would you give Allison?
Good job, Allison. And overall, you did a really good job. But I just wanted to say one thing. Try to use less. I know I have that question, but yeah, less.
Less ums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
less ums in
Okay.
your speech.
Okay, my bad.
Lisa?
I mean, I think you did such a great job today. Like I've already seen a lot of huge improvements from our just a couple sessions. One thing I'll say is that I think you did a nice job painting the oh, sorry, internet connection unstable. Oh, can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. Still gotta call Comcast every single day. It's just a fight for my life on the internet. Um, uh, no, I think you did a great job painting a picture of like what that last pageant experience was like, especially in how that kind of like built on your previous question answer too. So I thought that was great that you added that depth of how it impacted you.
Very cool. Samantha?
Yes, Allison, I agree with what Kay and Lisa said. You were on point today. Great responses, great story. Even my like curveball question, you somehow connected it to everything else, which was really awesome because I think when you're in the actual interview, if you can somehow create a story, that's great. So I think that was really good. Um, yeah, I think it was way less casual than last time too. So you did a very good job being more professional this time.
Yeah, I agree with everything. Watch your ums, but otherwise you're much more formal in your talk, which is great. And more confidence, actually. I felt more confidence this time in how you present yourself. So good job on that. We are literally 9 months, and if this is where you're 9 months, Allison, you should be really strong come August, okay? Good job. Okay. Well, that leaves one more person. Kay, you're in a hot seat, and Samantha, you're the head judge, okay? Whenever you start.
Hi, Kay. Thank you so much for interviewing with us today. My question for you is, I'm sorry, Francis, can you, I'm sorry, I just had the question. Can you please
Yes,
restart it? I'm sorry.
yes, yes, yes.
Um, okay. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Hi, Kay. Thank you so much for interviewing with us today. My question for you is, tell me about yourself and your journey.
Oh, thank you so much, Samantha. I am so glad for being here. And my journey, since I was so young, I learned how to dance, and I still dance until I was 14, but I have some body problems, so I have to stop it. And I go to the like normal high school, and then I know I'm really good at writing, so I go to the art text that support me to go to the art college, and I passed the test, and I go to the Shandong University of art, and I was major in literature of theater, film, and television. So I do I write the plays on the stage or TV show or later just simple plays. And um when I graduate, I go to my friend's company and become a actress. And yeah, and then I go to I went to United States, and I met a lot of nice people, and now I'm decided to do Miss Asian Global pageant, and yeah, challenge myself.
Thank you. I'm going to pass it over to Judge Lisa.
Hey, thank you for being here. You know, you talked about how doing this pageant is a challenge for you. Can you share about some of the challenges that are gonna come your way?
Okay, thank you so much for this question. I would say the most big challenge is the language, but I'm still learning it, and I think I will getting more and more better. And a lot of culture difference is also very challenging. And yeah, I'm still learning it. I met a lot of nice people, and they are teaching me, and they're helping me. So I'm so happy that I can learn more.
Great. And I'm going to pass it over to Judge Allison.
Hi, we're really glad you're here. My question for you is, how did you discover Miss Asian Global after coming to the US?
Oh, thank you so much. So I was helping my aunt during the night market, and then a very nice old lady come over to me, and she introduced the Miss Asian Global to me, and I thought that's a good opportunity for myself, since this is my first year being here, being in United States. So that's why I find Miss Asian Global. Thank you so much.
Good job on your time there. Okay. Samantha.
Okay, I think you are getting better from last week, which is great. I think you're able to express yourself with more detail, which is amazing. One thing I really want you to do is you gotta like milk it with how Mommy Penny brought you into MAG, because I think that's the most adorable backstory, and you gotta show it to everyone else because it's just so cute. Like, yeah, you have to. Let's see. I think the first question, if you can somehow talk about maybe why you wanted to come to the United States, like different
Mhm.
opportunities. I think you talked about that more last time, or just like when I talked to you in general. And that's a really beautiful story that I would love for you to share.
Thank you so
Lisa.
Yeah, Kate, I think you did such a wonderful job today, especially talking about your journey. And I think you were trying to paint that like that timeline of like how you came to the United States and why. I kind of threw a curveball at you because it was kind of like, what are some challenges? And it could have gone really negative, but what you did so great was that you were like, yeah, here's a challenge, but I have people supporting me and helping me, and you stayed positive throughout that entire question. And I thought that that would have been amazing in the actual interview. So I think you did wonderful.
Allison.
That was way better than last time. You did way less which is really good. But one thing, also the first question, I really liked how you like paved you talked about like your journey and like from here to here to here to here, but I kind of wish that you added more of like you into it. Like why did like more of your personality, like tell the judges like who you are rather than what you're doing, because it felt like you were kind of just listing a bunch of things you did, but like they had no connection to like what you were doing until you came to the US and then you did this pageant. So I kind of wish you put more like of you into it rather than just like listing things you did. So overall, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with everyone. You did much, you're improving. If you keep this up, you should be in a wonderful shape by August. So you're improving each time we see you. You're obviously, what I love about is that you're showing off how you're very open to challenges and curiosity, and whatever happens, you're here for the experience and the journey of it. So great job in conveying that. I would say use that as probably one of your cornerstones of why you're doing this pageant, that you're here for the journey, not for the destination. Okay? Awesome. Great job, you guys. Now, I was thinking, should I do Q&A with you guys? Because we have 30 minutes. But I thought, let's do something else. Okay, we're gonna do another round of interviews, but this time you guys will be standing up. And I want you to stand up, and this way, make sure the camera captures at least from your waist upwards. Hopefully, maybe your waist upward is fine. No, okay, the only person who needs to stand up is the one of us who's gonna be interviewed. Everyone else can sit down. Only the person who's gonna be interviewed needs to stand up. So let's start off with who wants to be the first, or I'll call on somebody. The judges won't be standing up when they're
I want to
thinking.
be the first.
You're gonna be
Okay.
first? Okay. I love how Kay just let me get this out of the way.
Is that good? I was testing.
That's very good. Okay. Excellent. That's hilarious that you guys are all standing up. Okay. So the judges are all standing up. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Okay. Who wants to be head judge? Allison, you're head judge. All right. I know, as Allison said, not me. All right, Allison, you're head judge. And
Okay.
just like we did last time, except now I want you guys to watch everything about Kay. How she answers, and body language, head gestures, the whole shebang. And if she wants to dance, fine, whatever.
I was
lights,
worried
the
about
lights,
the light.
yeah.
The light.
Automatic.
Oh, okay. No, you're good. Okay. Whenever you start, Allison, I'm gonna start the timer. Before I forget, just a context. I remember I got a question from Lisa. Mini Mags, Lisa, was a program started last year, and it's a program that we started specifically for young girls from the ages of 12 to 16. And they're designed to help them get a head start on mag, but not just mag, but also just life skills. So
Yeah.
in the 4 hours that we have them, we meet 3 times a year. But it is a free program, completely free, like no charge for it, except for the summer program, which is a 3-day program. But we teach them how to do how to do pageant walks, do stage presence. We teach them public speaking. We teach them basic hair and makeup skills. We teach them how to interview, and we also get them head start on college application skills as well too.
Ashlyn Sui spoke at that once, right?
That's right. She sure
I've
did.
seen that
She was there.
unfortunately.
She was she spoke there. She's
Okay,
also one of the
okay.
teachers. She taught
Nice.
how to walk. And Allison is our first graduate of that program, directly feeding into Meg. And now, and then this Saturday, Allison is going back as the director to help with directing. And I'm in the background just kind of helping her, but she's kind of orchestrating everything that day to help the next group of 12 to 16-year-olds. Even though Allison is only 16 herself, but she'll be 17 in like a few months. Okay. All right. So hopefully that answers your question what mini mags is. Sorry about that. Okay. Are you ready, Kay? All right. Are you ready, Allison?
I had a question and then like I
Yes.
forgot it.
You could just repeat last session's questions, honestly, too.
Oh my God, I remembered. Okay.
Okay. Ready? All right.
Yeah.
And whenever you're ready.
Hi, Kay. We're really glad to have you here. My question is, what are your goals?
Oh my God, such a good question. I'm so happy to be here. And my goal, I want to be a music video director because I already read a lot of play when I back in China, and I want to learn more global knowledge. So I came to United States, and during studying in AAU, I learned how to do editing. And the last semester, I do 2 music videos. So I turned out I really enjoy editing, and I also really enjoy music. So that's my goal when I graduate from this school. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We'll pass it on to Lisa.
Hey, I'm so interested in, what sparked your love for music videos. Can you tell us about one of the music videos that you've shot?
Oh, thank you so much this question. I love this question because last semester I did a music video about family abuse. So I know a lot of women, not even just women, a lot of people are suffering and they might don't have the energy or brave to get out of the toxic environment. So I just want to support them and give them the power if I could encourage them to build a better environment for themselves and get away from that. So I think music had the power and also videos had the power. So I really want to use that power as art power to helping people and make them feel better.
Yeah, I really love that. We'll pass it on to Samantha.
Wow, okay, that's such a powerful story. So I
Mm.
have to ask the question, what is your social platform and is it related to domestic abuse?
Oh yeah, thank you so much for the question. My social platform is I want to help next generation of girls to make them become independent. So it's related to the music video that I shoot. Yeah, I want to help next generation, especially girls, to be more like let them could take care of themselves.
Thank you so much for the interview, Kay. That was wonderful.
Oh, those are very good questions. So made me think a lot.
Allison, please lead off the feedback.
First of all, I really like your hoodie. I've been trying to get one of those for so long. Um, I loved your story. I think that was really touching, and I think that was really, really, really good. And I like how you related your love for music and videos to the second question. Um, Obviously the time you kind of ran, but also it was kind of hard to like see the time, especially like because it's in like a tiny little corner. But yeah, so basically just timing. But other than that, I think that was also better than like what your first round this time. I think that like I threw a question at you, like what's your goal? And this is also my first time hearing about like what you like to do with music and stuff. So I thought that was really good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Lisa.
Hey, I feel like I saw you for the first time answering these questions. I think in like other interviews, it's been more like reporting style, like I did this and then I did this and then I did this. And today I've really, or on this round, I really felt your passion and your love for music come through. And I just want you to remember that feeling and just like continue that the next time and the next time and the next time. So, the more the judges feel that, the better you'll do.
Samantha.
Maybe you need to stand up all the time, Kay, because you seemed so confident the way you were speaking and telling your whole story. And even though you did run over, like I think the content, the style, this is exactly as if we're just talking normally when we see each other at events. So I would love to see this on interview day.
Overall, great job. Your content definitely improved like miles this time. Your ums came out a lot more this time too, but I think that's probably because you're multitasking standing up. So there were more ums this time than there was last time. So we need to be careful with that. But your content improved like at least 10 folds. Hand gesture wise, good. We can improve on it, but at least there was a good use of your hands. And I would like to see more of that, to be honest. And I also would love to see you pretend like you're looking at three people at least. So when you're talking to us, even though I know we're one computer screen, but kind of like, make eye contact with everybody and show that you're making eye contact with everybody, right? So that everyone gets that type of acknowledgement. One of the girls, Elizabeth Lee, the way she practiced, that she would practice. Sometimes she practiced by herself. She would have a list of questions that she'd print out and pretend like that was asked, and she would have a bunch of her stuffed animals laid out on her bed, and there were all the judges, and she would make sure that each and every one of the judges got eye contact as she was answering the question. And so that made her get used to addressing every one of the stuffed animals in the room, got her attention, and they're printed out questions. So whatever it takes for you to get used to making eye contact with everyone in the room, okay? All right. Great job, Kay. For your first time, well done. Okay, who wants to be the next star? Okay, Lisa, perfect. Okay, Lisa, you're up. Let's put Samantha as head judge.
Okay, let's give Lisa some time to adjust.
Yep. Let her get her into the standing mode.
I'm like trying to back up and see, but I don't think I need to back up even further a little bit, I think.
That's fine. Take your time. How did that feel? Okay, was it feel different?
I I took the on performance on camera class last semester, so I know how to like
Good. Oh, good. Excellent.
stand up. So I will feel better if
Oh,
I
okay, you
stand
like
up.
standing up. Okay, good. Then
Yes.
you're in the right pageant.
Is
Okay.
this
Uh,
appropriate?
can you
I'm
can you
trying
can
to-
can you load the camera just a little bit so we get a little bit more of your
Yes.
body?
Yes. Let's try here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Okay,
That's
great.
good. Okay. All right, Samantha, whenever you are ready.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for interviewing with us today. Excited to get to know you a little bit more. My first question for you is, what is something that frustrates you?
What is something that frustrates me? Just want to make sure I heard that right.
Yes.
All right. First of all, thank you all for being here for my interview day. So something that frustrates me, honestly, is when other people aren't being mindful of other people's needs. I'm someone who has been raised to make sure that I'm taking care of others and be very nurturing and be aware of what other people might need. And so for me, it frustrates me when others aren't thinking of others. And this goes beyond just making sure that you're putting things away when you take them or borrow them. It's also just making sure there's common courtesy and making sure people's physical needs, emotional needs, and spiritual needs are being met. Thank you for this question.
Thank you, Lisa. Let's move on to Judge Allison.
I really liked how you talked about being mindful of others. How does this motivate you?
Yeah, a big part of my personal mission is to make sure that Asian mental health is being accessible for everyone. And so being mindful of others means thinking about like what does my community need? What beyond what do I need? I need, you know, these things to be healthy and happy in my own life. And I imagine that other people in my community are feeling the same. So by thinking inwards, I'm also able to think outwards. And so my mission towards Asian mental health is creating accessibility, adding resources, and connecting my community to the people that they need. So for example, therapists that speak their own language, cultural differences that other clinicians may not have. So connecting Asian clinicians to my community, and overall just making sure that my community doesn't feel alone when they're struggling with their mental health.
Thank you, Lisa. Let's move on to Judge Kate.
Hi, Lisa. My question for you is, I know you really love animals, and what is your favorite animal?
Oh, wow. This is a really tough question because I truly believe that I was born into a body where I love every single living being. Even the beings, even like spiders and snakes, I honestly am afraid of them, but I still love them. And I know that they contribute so much to the world. If I had to choose one animal, it would have to be a sugar glider. I own 10 sugar gliders and I rescued them all from really terrible situations. If you've never heard of a sugar glider, they are like flying squirrels. And honestly, they, have the intelligence of like a small toddler. So they're very, very intelligent while they're also very cuddly and adorable. So for me, I think if I had to choose an animal that I love the most, it is the sugar glider. I have 10 of them and every single day I play with them in my pockets or like have them in my hoodie. And yeah, this is such a great question. Thank you. Uh,
Excellent. All right.
should I
Um,
stand up for feedback?
sure. You can stand up for feedback. Okay.
Like, do I wheel the chair back in?
It's up to you. Samantha,
It's fine.
your
It's fine.
your
Let's do it
feedback.
this way.
Lisa, I know I said you were like so interview ready with your energy when you're sitting down, but it is totally like emphasized and amplified when
Oh,
you're standing
cool.
up. So, and I think also the questions, we started off with a really tough question and then we moved to a really fun question. I was able to see the different, ways um, you're very passionate about both, but in very like serious versus very fun ways. So that was really good in terms of seeing the differences. I think towards the end, if I'm being nitpicky, um, I do this a lot too. I'll say, oh, or I'll say, and yeah. Those are my two filler words. And I noticed that from you too occasionally. But that's being very, very nitpicky because you're just so polished and so excited and so interview ready.
Thank you. I'll be mindful of that.
Excellent. Good job. Allison?
I really liked the animal question. I think you got really excited about that, and like I think all of us could tell. Like you started smiling, and you were like, "You're so cuddly and cute," and I was like, "Oh my God, like yeah." But on the second one, I noticed that like you were less smiling, and you were like this, and that, and I think that you should try to like maybe keep smiling. Like you don't have to be like this the whole time, right? But like in some parts you can like smile and talk rather than like talking like this,
Sure.
especially because like you got way more excited for the animal question. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
Yeah, I think you did really, really great. And I saw your expressions were really great. And you are using your body language, like counting numbers, using your fingers like this. And you are trying to practice eye contact with others. I saw you like your eyes is moving, and yeah, really, really good. And yeah, I can tell your personality when you said the animal is so adorable. You are so adorable. That's it. That behavior you did. Yeah, so cute.
Yeah. Overall, great job there, Lisa. Really, really good first time standing interview. And the only thing I'd say is, I hope one thing is, oh yeah, exactly what the super nitpicky, exactly what Samantha said. Watch the yeah, and the casualness of that. Not too big of a deal, but if you really want to fine tune polish it, that's just one thing. I hope the other girls can see. It is actually very beneficial to bring in little bits and pieces of enthusiasm and excitement and your own energy at certain parts of the interview. Not the whole time, otherwise it becomes just too much for the judges. But if you're also just monotone and formal the entire time, that also becomes boring as well too. So variety is the spice of life, right? So what you did was there was a good sense of variety. For the interview, again, two schools of thought that you should constantly keep in your head, right? Number one, the pathos, the ethos, and the logos. So the logos for you was I have 10 gliders. That was the stats that you added in there.
Yeah.
The ethos was I'm an animal lover and I've been in love with animals. I love all animals, including spiders and snakes. And then tell your story about how you saved all these gliders. So that's how you used all those three things. The other school of thought is when you are talking, use those four things like your rate, how fast you're talking. So you varied the rate when you're excited. You started, oh my God, they're so adorable. So you increase the rate of your speech. Your pitch also changed too. You went from this to, oh my God, they're so your pitch went up like a whole octave. Okay, so that is a variation. So speed and pitch, and then you paused at certain points, which is good too. When you sat and you gave some talks and you stop and you're like, oh my God, so even snakes and spiders, right? I love those. I might be scared of them, but I love those. So and just those things that you really use to emphasize and really bring in points that you want to, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, and the
Thanks.
volume. That's the other thing. Volume. Increase you definitely increase your volume when you talked about your animals. So volume, rate, pitch, pausing. Okay, all
True.
those four things. Okay.
Thank you,
Awesome.
everyone.
Otherwise, great job. Samantha, hot seat.
Ready to go. Just
Um,
need to change my setup.
cool. Let's see now
Oh
who.
gosh, this is
Wait,
not.
Allison was head judge. Who were you head judge, Kate? You're
Oh,
head judge, right? Okay, so that means Lisa, you're head judge. And as soon as Samantha is ready,
don't mind the sweatpants, you guys.
all good.
It's okay. I was the same. I'm just wearing hoodies and sweats.
Good.
Okay. Samantha,
All
are
right,
you ready?
whenever you are ready, Lisa, whenever you guys are ready, I'll start the time.
Okay. Samantha, thank you for joining us here today. I would love to learn more about you. Can you tell us about yourself?
Yes, of course. So thank you all so much for interviewing with me today. It's an honor and a pleasure of mine. little bit about myself. I'm a pharmacist, a second generation pharmacist. Both my parents are pharmacists, actually. Grew up and I was born and raised in Danville, which is about 45 minutes away from San Francisco. And I've been a San Francisco Bay Area girly my whole life. I knew I wanted to go into pharmacy school because I saw what my parents did for the profession, and I was so passionate about doing something else, finding my own path within the same profession based on my experiences. Went to UC Davis for undergrad, University of the Pacific for pharmacy school, and now I'm an ambulatory care supervisor. One thing that I realized is very important to me is a sense of community. And I got more involved in my Japanese American community in the Northern California Cherry Blossom Festival Queen program. I was on the 2023 court. And then at the end of my court year, I found out and learned about Miss Asian Global. And ever since then, I've been more involved with the Miss Asian Global community, giving back at different events that we do. And I'm here today.
Thank you. Judge K, next question.
Hi, Samantha. I just want to follow up about your pharmacy education journey. What's the biggest challenge of your education journey?
I think one of the biggest challenges that we're facing right now within the pharmacy profession is not as many students are interested in going into pharmacy school. They want to pursue different careers. And this has happened once in the early 2000s, and I think we're in that point again. We have 15 pharmacy schools in California, and that's just too many for the number of people who are interested, which isn't very many. So I think the biggest challenge is getting people remotivated and interested in pharmacy.
Next question, Judge Allison.
Hi, so I noticed in your first question you talked a lot about what you've done. So I want to ask what your greatest accomplishment is.
Ooh, that is a challenging question. I am a person who's constantly striving for improvement. So I think to date, the greatest accomplishment I've done is putting myself out of my comfort zone and doing a pageant because I've been so pharmacy focused for so many years. And this is an opportunity to show who I am, not as a pharmacist, not as an educator, but as Samantha Tsushima. And I'm really excited to be able to be involved in Miss Asian Global this year and really get more involved in a sisterhood and what this means and find out what this means to me. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Okay, Lisa.
Content, 10 out of 10. And also, I know you're someone who does a lot of public speaking. I can really see that coming out here when you're standing up. Like I'm feeling that like public speaker energy. I think I would really like to have felt more Samantha like woman energy. Like I almost like wish I could have, because we've had one-on-ones before and I like really feel that. I think it was you kind of defaulted more to public speaker Samantha energy. So that's something I noticed personally. But content, amazing. Storyline, everything lined up. And everything always went back to your mission and purpose, which was amazing.
Excellent. Great feedback. Allison.
Your timing was great. I just lost my thought. Um, content, yeah, that was really good. I threw that question at you and you answered it really, really well. I think that was really good how you connected like your work life with you. I also noticed that you didn't use like filler words like that much, so that was better. So I was gonna say something, but I kind of forgot. Sorry guys, give me a sec. Um, oh yeah, I remembered. Okay. Kind of what Lisa said. I think like when you were sitting down, you were more like, oh my God, like, but like when you stood up, you kind of defaulted back to like more like serious professional and like we didn't see a lot of like your personality. Like you're really nice, you're really like like almost bubbly, but like I feel like when you were standing up, you were very like professional work vibes, you know. So
Good. Okay.
I just want to say you're so good and you are controlling the time. The second question you didn't answer very long so that you can have more time to answer the last question, and good eye contact. Yeah, I couldn't have some. I think you did a really good job.
Overall, great feedback. And overall, yeah, I have to agree with them. From a if you're giving a talk, like, in front of a class at Berkeley, that would be great. But if you are giving an interview at a pageant and the judge, remember, these 7 minutes, the judges are using this to get to know you as a person. They want to know you as Samantha, and that's not just you sharing your content, but it's also how you're sharing the content, your feminine energy. Remember, they're also looking for a feminine energy. I think I've talked to you guys about that, and that's essentially someone that can lead as a woman leader, as a community woman leader, right? Not someone who has masculinized herself so that she could fit into what's considered a head leadership position, right? So yeah, be that bubbly person that everyone here knows you to be, right? And if they already know you, this tells me that they already know you as this person. So that means the minute you stood up, you became a different person. Otherwise, they wouldn't have said those things, right? So that person's still in there. You need to let that person be part of this conversation when you stand up. Okay? That persona, not the content, the persona. Okay? All right. Well, that leaves only one person left. All right, Allison. Who wants to wait? Who hasn't been head judge yet? Has anyone been head judge? Kay, have you been head judge?
This one? No.
Yeah. Okay, then you're head judge. Okay, you're head judge, and Allison is ready. And whenever you're ready, Kay, I start the timer.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Hi, Allison. We're so glad for having you here. And I just want to know more about what major will you choose when you go to the college?
thank you for your question. First, I'd like to say I'm really excited to be here. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. What would my major be? I think I would major in psychology more because I'm already involved in that a lot right now, especially with school and my other outside events. I started a club for Asian mental health because I think it's really stigmatized and obviously it's not talked about enough. I also think it's really important because us teenagers are very much going through it, especially with school and social media because of all the negativity being spread. So I think that's really important. And when I grow up, I want to help people like me right now who are in my position with their problems because it's really hard to open up about that. So I would major in psychology. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Samantha?
Hi, Allison. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about what you want to do in college. I'm also curious. So, when you go to college, what things would you want to be involved in?
Thank you for your question. Well, when I go to college, I'd obviously want to be studying my major and I'd want to be doing all of that, but I would also want to be really in touch with my community and the people around me. I think I'll make a lot of friends who are in my classes and I'd probably want to do more with them. And I would also, being older and I have more power to do what I want to do, I'd want to try to do some events or try to hold some programs or maybe even start a program or a nonprofit to help other people who are younger than me with their problems. Obviously, because I'm majoring in psychology. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And Judge Lisa?
Allison, what makes a strong community?
Thank you for your question. I think a strong community doesn't depend on how many people there are. I think it really depends on the connection you have. Um, especially with my experience with Minimag, there were only like 5 of us, but we were so close and we relied on each other. And I think it really depends on trust in each other and your relationships, and trust in what your community can do for you and how they can provide for other people. I think that that is the core of a strong community, having trust in each other, because you can't have a community and relationships without trust. Thank you. Oh my god. I like glimpsed at the timer and I was like, wait, I have 1 second left.
Great job there. Okay, Kay, feedback.
Nice timing and good body languages, and yeah, much more fluency than last time, and you bring your stories out, and I will say maybe next time try to pretend there are like many judges, and so that you can facing them.
Oh
And
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah, but really, really good.
Yeah, Lisa?
Great job answering that last question. I think that was definitely a curveball, but you always brought it back to like your own personal experience with mini mag, which I think is very relevant to mag, obviously. And you also named off like 2 different things, connection and trust, as the 2 things that like make up community. And I think you did great job putting that on the fly.
Good
Thank
job.
you. That was my power word, guys. When in doubt, use your
Perfect. You're learning it. Awesome. And Samantha.
I was gonna say nice save at the end. I think you really you filled the 5 seconds at the end. I think I was worried you were just gonna stop a little early, but then you filled it very well. So I was glad about that. My question for you when I gave that to you, I knew you would be thinking about, oh, and my major. I wanted you to start thinking more about, um, maybe continuing to give back to Mini Mag because you're going to be very involved in that, or some kind of tying into like Lisa's question, because judges might ask you questions and then they might want to see if you're going to tunnel vision in one way. But I was thinking, oh, you can totally like go a different direction and steer the yeah, steer the conversation with the judges. So I like the way you answered. I think you could have brought it more into the community aspect that you really talked about in the last question. But good hand gestures, good posture, and good save at the end.
literally. Thank you.
Good job. Good job for your first standing up interview. Really well done. Great hand gestures. We can work on even more, but otherwise a great foundation to work from. And yeah, when Samantha asked a question, I was hoping to hear more specifically or things that you're interested in. I want to learn and maybe join some psychiatry clubs. I want to maybe get involved in community service that specifically works with Asian women. Things to give me a little more specificity on what you are looking forward to explore in college. And you're like, but I'm also open to other things, maybe athletics, and also maybe into dancing. So if there's a cheer team, I might want to be involved in that too, because I want to maintain my dance skills. So, you know, more specifically, if you can, like if you already know what you're passionate about, then share that, because the more specific you are with the judges, the more they get to know who you are as a person. Okay, remember, they want to know you. They don't want to know you as delegate number 15. You can walk into that room as delegate number 15 or whatever number you get, but you better walk out as Allison Young. They better like, okay, that is delegate number 15. Now I know who Allison is. Okay. All right, well, 7-Eleven, which is a great store in Japan, but not so much here in America, but it is now that time too. So great job, everybody. I hope you guys got a taste of an even better taste now on what we're preparing you guys for in the next 9 months. But otherwise, I will try to put this up in the next 24 hours for you guys to review. Okay, but you can watch yourselves. I would say what a good thing would be to do is to watch yourself standing up. This is your first time standing up, and then go back and watch the videos of the girls who did really well, the top 10 girls. Compare how you did and how they did, and be like, okay, I like what I did here, but I wanna adopt some of this stuff from her, or I wanna see if I can incorporate this from the next time I'm in there. Okay? So compare yourself and compare some of the girls you want to see and see which parts you want to adopt and assimilate. Okay? All right, guys. Great. Any questions before we sign off? Nope.
Thank you.
Good job,
Thank
guys. I'll see you guys next week, okay?
See y'all
Okay.
next week. Take care.
Okay. Bye.